Where's that battery?
It is a beautiful, sunshiny day in the North Country in late March 2003, the kind of day we dream about in the middle of January, right, John Masella?
I've been dreaming about it since November.
After a weekend where we watched the ice flow by our house and thank the good Lord that we didn't get flooded out or jammed out, we're here on a Monday afternoon to talk about one work source. John, we've been looking forward to coming here to see you for a while.
Good. We're looking forward to showing you this. We're very excited about our new venture here. We have 19 partners. We've taken over one of the older bases, buildings on base here, and I think you're going to be real excited and our public's going to be excited when they see what we've done with this building. It was built in 1894.
Was it really?
It was a original troop barracks for the 21st Infantry.
Wow, and it's the first time it's been on the tax rolls for this purpose.
Yes, this building's owned by the Workforce Investment Board. And what they've done is they've paid for all the remodeling and fixed it all up. And now we have about 6 different agencies working out of this building right now. We all pay rent, and then the Workforce Investment Board put this property back on the tax rolls. So for the first time since this building was built in 1894, it is on the tax rolls in the city of Plattsburgh and the county, Clinton County. So I think that's a big plus.
God, it seems like only yesterday that you had your open house here. When was that, anyway?
Actually, that was back in September.
Was it really?
2002. It seems like only yesterday to me too. We've been very busy. As people get to find where we are, as soon as the ground thaws a little more, we're going to put our new sign up front here, and it'll be easier to find us. But our statistics have been actually doubling since we opened. We started in August last year with a soft opening. We had about, 100 people using our resource room. My January figures show me about 1,500 people coming through the building.
You gotta be kidding.
No.
No wonder his ties fly back over his shoulder, man. He has to keep moving.
I didn't even know that.
I love it. Mine happens to me all the time. I wrote a column about ties for next week in the paper to try to decide why we strangle ourselves every day of our lives.
Actually, I get so used to it, I don't even know it's there.
You know, I don't pay much attention either. I wear the sweater in case I get a little short. Nobody will ever know.
Yeah, well, I wear that once in a while too. I buy longer ties as I get wider.
Maybe that's the clue right there. John, what's your title here?
Well, I'm still the regional manager for New York Labor Department, and I'm also the operating manager for the One WorkSource Business and Employment Center, and that's what this is. It's a One WorkSource Business Employment Center.
It's a concept that people here in the North Country are still getting used to, aren't they?
Yes, we started running ads probably a little over a year ago, and people thought this was a private agency. They weren't sure what it was. It's a concept that I think works well because what it is one place, one stop, one source. So if you're a business customer or if you're an applicant customer, you have one place to go, one place to stop, and one source for all the information you need. In past years, you used to have to go to 5 or 6 different agencies to get any information, to get any programs, to find out how you were eligible for either on-the-job training or as a business, how you were eligible for some tax credit programs. Now all you have to do is call our number or come into our building. That's it. That's your one stop.
It's got to be a godsend for people at long last to coordinate all these efforts that, as you said before, were spread all over the North Country into one. And if people don't have a lot of resources and cars that run very well and so on, they can just come out here at the old base and
this is it. You come out here and you come into our reception, and you'll see that as we walk through the building, you'll see the reception resource room. But we have a lot of partners. JCO is one of our partners. I think if you saw, I think a week ago in the paper or on the news, one of the things we look at is we had a single mom that needed help with transportation. She had a job, but transportation was a little hard. JCO, who's a partner of ours here, got her transportation, put it on the road, and she's working, and she's a vital part of the community.
Isn't that the name of the game,
yes,
after all, for all of us?
That's the name for everybody here.
You know, it's been a wonderful resource for me. As many of our viewers know, I work as a crime victims advocate in the probation department. Many people who've been crime victims, who've been down and out for one reason or another, have found a whole new meaning for their life right here inside your door. So that's pretty good testimony.
Yeah, I think so. I think I was out the other night with Gary Douglas at the new pub, the British pub. And I can't tell you how excited it is to have. I'm sitting there, and a woman came up to me and said, "You know, I've been down to your center. Your people helped us." She said, I worked for you during the ice storm. She says, now you've helped me get the same job I've always wanted, and I can't tell you how appreciative I am. So that's the fun part of this job. There are people out there that we are working with. We're placing them in jobs they're looking for. We're working with all the major companies in the area. We have a business service team that their sole purpose is to work with businesses and new businesses and old business, developing and getting the economy and keeping that economy going here in the North Country.
Never ceases to amaze me how many unbelievable changes have taken place on this property since I first came here in the 1950s to pour cement for some of the new buildings and that wonderful runway out there. And you've been in your business for a long time too, John.
Yeah, I'm April this year will be 26 years.
Oh.
I was hired 26 years ago as a temporary employee for 6 months to help create a veterans program for the state of New York, and I'm still here.
You're going to keep doing it till you get it right, as I say.
I think so.
That's great, but you're delighted to be out here. I know it took a long time to plan this venture.
Yeah, Jim Callanan, who is the executive director of Workforce Investment Board, and I. We came to this building about 3 years ago last summer, and we saw it, and we just fell in love. Dan Winnicky, I can't say enough about Dan over at Park.
Guy.
What a guy. He said, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal.
Make you an offer you can't refuse.
He made us an offer. He said, the building's yours for $1 if you do all the remodeling, and you take it over and really upgrade it and make it and put it to good use. So we formed a nonprofit corporation, which is the Workforce Investment Board. We went and saw some banks, which scared the heck out of me.
It always does me too.
We borrowed the Workforce Board, borrowed the money, and we got about $1 million point some odd dollars in remodeling. We have all new furniture for our staff. It's just a marvelous, marvelous thing. The day I moved in here was one of the most exciting days of my career, and I hope it was that for our staff here, because once you see this, the inside of this building, you see what we're doing with the many different diversity and aspects and the different staffing and different programs that we're offering. It's truly a one-stop center that like it was meant to be.
It's certainly a far cry from the old days, and when you look at how well oiled you have this machine working, it makes one wonder why we didn't come up with this idea 20 years ago.
Well, I think 20 years ago people were thinking about this, but what happened was the federal government in 1996 started looking at the fact that we had a lot of training programs and a lot of duplication. And in August of 1998, they came out with the Work Investment Act of 1998, and that said, all right, you got so many years to get your act together. You need to start offering services. You need to start looking at yourself as not just a government agencies grouped all over the city or all over the country, but you got to look at yourself as a place where people go to get service, just as you were a business, and that's what we've done here. We're government services, government agencies, but we also have some we actually have some private agency partners. We partner with the different private employment agencies as well. They offer a service that we can use and that employers can use, and we want to make sure it's available to everyone.
You know, having known you for a long, long time, I must say that it pleases me when I hear people talking about this organization on the street. I always walk a little closer to see if they're saying good things or bad things, and it's always good. And that's got to make you feel good too.
Well, it is, and it's what makes me feel good is it's the staff that works here. The staff that we have in this building now is I would put them up against anybody in the state or in the nation for dedication, for caring. The staff here really care, And people need to understand. They all say, "Well, you're state employees. You got these 9-to-5 jobs." It's not true. The staff they work hard. They're very dedicated. They care about their community, and they care about the people that work in this community, and they look towards the future, because we all have children who want our children to stay here, and I think that's something we're offering here. Is we offering opportunity for businesses to find the right employees, for schools and educators to realize that children that go to school here have an opportunity to stay in this community and make a decent living and really be productive.
Amen to that. How many people did you bring over from the other place?
Well, we got right now we have probably in the building at any one time there's probably 70 people working.
No kidding.
Wow. We have all the Department of Labor staff moved over here. All the staff from Clinton County Employment and Training offices are here. We have staff from VESID. Got to remember what they stand. They're people with disabilities. We have Clinton Community College is here. CV Tech is here. We have the Family Connection Center here. And then we have JCO comes in when we need them. Department of Social Services comes in when we need them. We have different healthcare units here that are working strictly with helping us, because, as you know, in this nation, there's a shortage of healthcare providers. And we're working with area hospitals and nursing homes, and we have Iroquois Health here, and we have a new program we're just starting up that is a grant through CSEA and a TANF grant, which is a grant through social service programs, to help us upgrade the skills of maybe someone that's a nurse's aide that may want to be an LPN or on RN. And we're looking at how we can work with them to upgrade their skills and get them into that healthcare community.
Talk about a team. A win, 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 win. That's all I'm hearing here.
That's the way we want to look at it. We believe in, again, I can't emphasize this enough. I think we believe in the community. We believe in what we're doing, and I think that makes a difference.
I think every single day you're proving yourselves.
Yes, and now the important thing again is to look at the staff, and I can't wait to show you the different areas here. We're going to have an opportunity to see our resource room. We're going to take you through the whole building, and you're going to see the classrooms we've developed. We have computer classrooms. We have right now we're doing testing. We're a certified test center for GEDs. We not only have classes where we work with people looking to attain their GED. Once they've had the classrooms and get that knowledge they need, we then administer the test through our offices here, through our partner CV Tech.
So many people who ask me about that function alone. You know, so many people who never got that high school diploma want to get it. Now, what kind of eligibility is there for that?
Show up.
That's I like that kind of
show
deal.
up now.
You don't have to be on public assistance.
No. I believe the only concern we have right now is there are some education requirements for people that if you're under 21, I believe, and you've dropped out of school, it's a little harder to get into these classes because they're trying to keep you in school instead of having you drop out and come and take it.
I get the point. The point. But obviously it works.
It works. Well, we got a full classroom right now going on as we speak. They're testing as we talk.
Isn't that wonderful? We're going to show you what it's like on the inside, right here at One Work Source on the former Plattsburgh Air Force Base Oval. Stay with us. It looks like a luxury hotel in here. This is so cool.
Well, I think you can see a building that was well built in 1894.
Can you imagine?
The stairs are the original stairs. We just had them redone.
109 years old.
Yeah. This is our main entrance area. This is where our reception and our triage area, as I call it. Because,
I love it.
Because
you
what happens...
need a little triage once in a while.
Well, as you come in, as our customers come in through the front door here, they're greeted here in the triage area by our staff, and the staff then figure out in a triage way where we're going to direct them, what services do they need, and how we're going to get those services and deliver those services to them. And one of the things we'll probably look at is we'll talk to them, and then from here we'll take them right into our resource room, which is our main focus here. The resource room is is quite a place. I think we needed it 30 years ago, and we have it now. It's it has everything that you could ever want if you were looking for employment or looking for any kind of services that we offer. We have computers in there that are connected to the internet, so that you can check America's Job Bank, New York State Job Bank, Marster.com. We have programs in there for resume writing. We have information on how to do resumes. We have workshops I'll tell you about that we're doing here on interviewing techniques, on how to improve your interview, workshops on resume writing, workshops on cover letter writing, and just a ton of more workshops we're looking to offer.
You are removing all the excuses for not getting a job, John.
Yeah. Well, we're doing that, but I think also we're making it so that we're user friendly, and we're not.
Gosh.
If you look around, you don't see any of the old. I call it the old government gray. There is no government gray in this building. As you look at the furniture, as you look at anything, it is not set up. It is not does not look like a government. Oh my God, I'm here to help you kind of facility. This is a true facility made up to assist people the best they can.
This has got to be, for you, a dream come true.
I tell you, it's one of the greatest things. I was so happy today we moved in, and people know that. This is something that I've looked forward to for quite a few years. I think it's wonderful that we have it here, and I can't tell you how pleased I am that it's here and the staff that works here. And so you're aware of it. This is just one of 3 centers we have. We have a center on Han Street in Elizabethtown, New York.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have one up on I'm trying to remember the name of the street. It's in Malone. It's the old Ponderosa in Malone.
Oh, yeah.
One work source took over that building, remodeled it, and we have a service there that
Yes, and we'll be stopping there for supper tonight.
yeah, no. You'll be stopping there for good quality service when it comes to employment and business services.
Great. I didn't even know you were down there. That's wonderful.
So yeah, that's
This
the one.
program is often shown in several North Country counties, and so we want everybody to know that you're kind of covering the waterfront here, aren't you?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
That's
So
wonderful.
that's good. So I'll tell you what, do you want to take a walk into our resource room so we can let our customers come in, and
I would love to
they're all
do it.
looking at us saying, what's going
So
on?
it's cooking here. I'm going to be on TV.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
I like big rooms with lots of windows. I don't have any windows in my office, so I have to use my imagination.
Well, you'll have to come borrow our resource room for that
I
purpose.
like it. Darcy, what's your last name?
Nap.
I'm so pleased to meet you. You
Nice
look
to meet you.
familiar. Have we ever met before?
Possibly we have in the past,
You
I'm
never
sure.
know. I hang out in some very interesting places.
I think you probably know my father,
Oh, yes.
Gene Parker.
Oh, my goodness. Of
There you go.
course. Now we have to get all the loose ends
It's a
together.
Small community, you know, everyone knows everyone.
Well, we shouldn't need a long explanation of the resource room, but give us one, because the resource room has a lot of meanings, doesn't it?
The resource room is kind of the room where everyone comes to do any and all kinds of things. People can come in and do job search, they can work on resumes, they can check their email to see if employers have contacted them, they can make phone calls to employers in regard to jobs. We help them do cover letters, they can make copies, fax things to employers, all kinds of stuff.
You know, it's amazing because we talk to people who are between jobs, and they say, "Oh man, I can't get a job anywhere." I said, "Where you been?" "Well, I've been looking around." I say, "Let me tell you where to go." You know, I'm old enough so I can tell people where to go, John.
Yes. I am too.
But I send them out here to you, so some of those people who walk in the door with or without their smiling faces are here because I sent them, because it is a wonderful resource all by itself, and this room should speak for itself. It's like a glorified public library with everything in the world at their fingertips.
There's everything you can need here. Like I said, we have about 15 computers set up. You can get into to the different areas looking for jobs, but you also do a resume. This is not just for people that are unemployed. This is for anybody that's working. You have people that are trying to upgrade their skills, trying to get, probably trying maybe even to get some more education, because I believe life is a continuous learning area. And I think if you're not continuously learning, not continuously going to school or going and learning things, that you're doing yourself a disservice. And I believe that you need to look at this, and I think we can help you with that. We have different partners and programs that we can look at how we can, as the computer age gets more and more, maybe we can help you with that. As more businesses, a good example, Georgia Pacific. Years ago for Georgia Pacific, you needed a strong back and you could work any shift.
You got that.
Nowadays,
any shift.
nowadays, you still need that strong back and the shifts, but you need to know a little about computers and some other stuff because most of the equipment over there is run by computers. So you have to have that little knowledge, that little extra touch that's not there. Years ago, if you wanted to be a state trooper, what did you do? You took the exam as long as you had a high school education. Now they're looking for at least a 2-year education, and they're looking again. Any trooper cars you look at, they have a computer right in the car so they can check. So there are a lot of different things we can help you with and look at through here. One of the important things I want to point out to you is when you come here and you're an applicant looking, we give you a membership card. I think I have an example. I have an example here.
Oh, she's looking.
Here, I got one right here.
Oh,
This is my membership card. Every person that comes into
Run it
our
through the computer. Oh, yeah.
it's a membership card. It's run through what's known as a swipe machine. That way, we keep track of what's going on, how many people have been through the system, and what we can do to offer
What a
more
great
programs.
idea. Who would ever dream of that? Was that your idea, John?
No, that wasn't my idea. That came down through working with different places, traveling a lot, and seeing what they do in other areas. And we saw this. We knew we had to have some way of start to track what we were doing, so that we can bring more federal dollars here to this community. And that was one of the ways we looked at it.
Darcy, what's a typical question that somebody might ask you when they walk in the door here?
Typical question. I'm looking for a job. What do you have? Do you have lists? Which, yes, we do. We print out a list for people who aren't comfortable on the computer, but we will have, and already do have some computer, just basic education courses available so that someone who just isn't comfortable at all will become comfortable doing the basic things on a computer. So we sort of even take people who, that's one of the things they need. So we get them going on the computers and comfortable with that, teaching them how to do a search, what's available. There are career profilers for people who just don't know. I don't know. I don't like the job I'm in, but I don't really know what I want to be doing. So you can sit down and really search through where their interest lies and their abilities.
It's an amazing age that we live in. You talk about computers. I can remember when you didn't have them at the old place.
Yeah,
So,
we did everything on paper. We had about 55 files.
Can you imagine?
Large 5-6-door filing cabinets we had to keep. And that was just one section because back then we were divided. We had different units. Now everything's in one. The other thing here is in this resource room we have a lot of books on resumes. We have a lot of books on different programs. We offer workshops. We offer a workshop on interviewing techniques every Tuesday from 9:30 to 10:30. A job search workshop, and then a resume workshop. The job search workshop is every Wednesday from 9:30 to 10:30, and the resume workshop's every Thursday from 9:30 to 11. And it's quite a thing. And now, like I said, we're getting ready to change a little and add some more workshops. We're open every Thursday night to 7. We're looking at changing that and expanding our hours.
Open Thursday nights till 7?
We're open to 7 o'clock every Thursday. We're seeing that we may have to even expand that. One of the other things I want to show you, the real highlights of this room, is we have off to the side here, we have what's known as a phone room for our customers. So if they find...
She's sneaking away.
She's sneaking away.
We get back to you, Darcy.
If they find a job and they need to talk to an employer, they want to fax a resume, they want to fax an application to an employer, they have full access to use this anyplace. If they find an opening in California, they can call from these phones and talk to the employer. And that's completely different from what we did 10 years ago.
Are you kidding?
So they can do that stuff. We have bulletin boards, as you can see, where we keep information. We keep different programs coming up. Again, like I said, we have a lot of partners that run this facility with us. Clint Community College, CV Tech, SUNY Plattsburgh. In fact, SUNY Plattsburgh, for all you business people out there, starting in April, we're going to be doing a a workshop here at 7:30 in the morning for six days, running through May, on how to retain those valuable employees.
Ooh.
How to retain those valuable employees. And that's a workshop that business people asked us. They came to us and said, this is what we need, can you provide it? So we got together with SUNY, who's a partner, and said, what can you do? So they put the program together. We kept the cost down. We brought the cost down from a very expensive to I think it's going to cost with book about $125 for the class, and that includes I think it's 12 hours of classroom time. So you can figure out what normal 12 hours with a professor that we're bringing in for this and everything would cost.
I don't know if you're ready for it, but I think you're going to open a lot of eyes here today, and that hopefully many people who are viewing this program will say, hey, Maude, look at what they're doing out there in the former Plattsburgh Air Force Base. You're going to have to hire guards at the door, John.
Yeah. Well, I hope people see that. Business people as well as applicants looking for work. I think this is it's a resource. It's your resource. You should take advantage of it. You should use it as much as you can. One of the rooms, Calvin, is if you look off to the side, we have a classroom. We actually have
let's walk
workshops.
over there.
You want to walk, you can see
Sure.
one of our classrooms. We do what's known as a reemployment orientation workshop 3 days a week.
Yeah.
We bring people in that have applied for unemployment insurance, and our job is to make sure they get the unemployment insurance. But our most important job, and the thing I think that's very positive, is we want to talk to them about getting them back to work as quickly as
I
possible.
want one of those chairs in my office. Those are very, very nice chairs.
Well, we want people to be comfortable. We in the old office, if you remember, we had those old plastic
yeah.
chairs.
Not
Yeah,
conducive to taking a nap in at all.
It's not conducive to being. You want your customers to be comfortable. You want them to be relaxed, so they get the information and that it serves them well. And if you're sitting in a very uncomfortable chair, you just come in from the cold on one of these cold days we've had, and you sit in a plastic chair. It's very uncomfortable. We're trying to make this comfortable as possible. So we hold workshops here. We can hold this set up as a classroom style area for different workshops. But as you see, as we travel through this building, we have quite a few classrooms and quite a few workshops. And we have actually 4 computer labs in this building now, which we never had before.
So for people who want to better themselves in one way or the other, move laterally through the job market or work their way up, you are removing most of the excuses I might have had when I walked in the door here.
Well, I don't think we want people to have excuses. What we want them to have is an opportunity,
Wow.
a chance. Look at what's going on. You're your best. We're just a broker. You're your best customer.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get a job, you're gonna sell yourself. We're the broker that's gonna help you, and we want to make sure that all the tools are in place so that it's not difficult for you to do that.
That's terrific. I love it. Where are we going next?
Let's take a walk. We'll walk through the bottom half of this building. I'll show you the business section, and we'll give you a chance to see the staff lounge if you want, and then we'll show you some of our classrooms, and then we'll go to the second floor where a lot of work is done.
You have all kinds of brochures. You have,
Yes, we have
racks and racks of
racks.
information.
This is a job seekers information and terminal type section. We have resume writing samples, cover letters, internet resumes. Do you know that internet resumes are different from the resumes you and I used to do 40 years ago?
Yeah.
I can say that now, 40 years ago.
You can with me, easily.
There's a different way of putting a resume together. So we have electronic resume information for our customers. We have information and show them how to fill out. How do you fill out an employer application and fill it out right? And what do you need? Again, that's the type of stuff. Re-entering the workforce. You were just laid off. What happens when you're just laid off? A lot of information. So we've got it here, and it's there for their taking. We list all civil service announcements for the state of New York as well as the feds, so people can come in here and just grab the information and find out when the tests are. The county as well.
Opportunities for people who are looking to better themselves one way or the other and don't realize that, you take 3 or 4 or 5 tests, you get on 3, 4 or 5 lists, Somebody's going to be calling you if
yes.
you do well.
Yes, you're right. And up here in the North Country, you know, a lot of government jobs, and they're good jobs.
Oh, sure.
They're not. If you're looking for a 9 to 5, I don't want to do anything job, then you shouldn't think about it that way, because that's not true anymore with government
Just
jobs.
the million opportunities that are presenting themselves here. Just the planning to set this place up had to be almost mind-boggling. It went on for a long time.
Yeah, it took. We had a team worked up with the Workforce Investment Board, and what that team did was we looked at 5 or 6 different sites in Clinton County.
Oh, yeah.
We wanted to be fair to everyone. We looked at downtown Plattsburgh. We looked over at the air base, thinking that not the air base, but Clinton County Airport, thinking we might build a building. We looked at some other sites, but this turned out to be the best site.
How could it be any more ideal than this?
And we're so pleased that we could remodel it and get it back on the tax rolls.
You certainly couldn't build a building like this for $1 million. So your buck and your million remodeling was well spent.
Let me show you some of the staff area here. This is where some of our business staff works. Mary Bishop is on our business team. I guess we're going to be talking to her and our business service team in a little while. We have our rural farm rep here. Our rural farm rep, I don't think people realize that all the Jamaicans that come in here for apple harvest, all the paperwork, all the stuff that needs to be done to help the orchard owners, done by Janice Brooks, who is our rural farm rep here. It's all done through this office. From here to the other side of Albany.
You gotta be kidding.
No, Janice covers all the way to Glens Falls and Albany. We any orchards, any farms that way or west to Malone is covered by Janice, and that's a big project, and it's done by one person sitting here. She's smiling because she doesn't want us to know that we're talking about her, but that's true, and it's something important. In the back of here, I'll let you talk to a couple guys that I think you may know. Ed Baker and Greg Warner are our veterans team. We have a veteran staff here. Right now with everything going on in this world, I tell you what, I'm very proud of what happens with veterans. I'm very proud of our military and what's going on. These guys service those veterans when they get out. When those guys come home and they need help, whether it's putting a resume, finding a job, finding out information about the VA services, this is where you come, and these two guys will take care of you. I'll let you ask them any questions you want, as long as they're honest.
You know, if these walls could talk, they would talk a lot about veterans in this community, because this property right here has seen a lot of veterans coming home. Since for many, many years, almost the entire history of our nation. Certainly after the Civil War, a lot of the veterans came back and settled down on the south end of town. How's it going, sir?
Very good, very good. We're real busy. Here's Greg Warner. Maybe you want to get him in the picture. He's my partner, and indispensable. Can't do without him.
We got our little song and dance all worked up, don't we? Stand up a minute, Ed.
You might not like that so much.
Oh, yeah, we don't mind. My name is Little, so on that end it applies. How are you, Greg?
Excellent. It's good working with Ed. Been working with him for almost 13 years now. I think a good way to look at us is information brokers on behalf of the employers and veterans themselves. We trade information, we dig information up, and we try hooking people up the best way possible. It's you and I pay for the services as well as the employer, and we try hooking them up. The better an employer tells us what they need, the better the veteran tells us what they are looking for in transferable skills, the better we can match people.
How could there be a more opportune time than to talk with you two guys? The world situation the way it is, our conflict in Iraq is only a few days underway, and I'm sure you're glued to that television set and those radios as much as I am. There's a lot to think about in this world, isn't there?
Absolutely. We were never busier when, after the first Gulf War and the base closed at the same time, we had tremendous volume of veterans come through this area or through our office just looking for work. And we had to get them work not only in this local area, but try to find them work elsewhere in the country, because it was impossible at that time for Plattsburgh to assimilate all the people on the base. But now we're looking at a situation that's gone the other way. We need to attract some talent or develop the talent that we have now here in the area. So that's part of what we do too.
Let's talk a little bit about the process now. Somebody comes in here, they hunt you down. Does somebody direct them from the front, or how does it? Do you go out there and say, "Hey, right over here, buddy"?
We've worked, 13 years, and we've tried to establish a network with all the agencies in the community to let them know that we're here. And of course, your county VA office is a key ingredient in that.
That's true.
And they send a lot of people over here, and of course, we send them back and forth. So it's a reciprocating arrangement. We make sure that and I'm glad you're here today. Hi, everybody. We're here. We're here to help veterans find employment. We talk about our local economy. We assess what the veteran can do, and we try to, as Greg said, plug them in the best way and find the best opportunities for someone with a particular specific kind of talent. We try to match the employer and the veteran customer, and that's what we do every day.
And a lot of employers are looking for just that kind of person too. Thank goodness.
Another thing I'd like to add in is in tag teaming. It's almost I use that terminology a lot. Tag teaming. It's where we can deal with individuals from two different perspectives, sometimes three, and we can ask questions. One is we also do that with other services and agencies. And we've been able to have an exceptional partnership with the VA on-site from the Vet Center. VA Vet Centers, they don't really advertise, but they have VA readjustment counseling therapists. Great aspect in also then with the VA behavioral health in the area that can work with family counseling, because when somebody loses their job, there's money, there's shock to the family, there's instability. These people can tag team with us in helping the person think through how to go about the job search, how to take the next steps, so we can avail ourselves and the veteran of those services to then how to work with them a little bit easier. Because sometimes somebody's flying blind. They're in a state of shock sometimes for a matter of months while they're getting going. And especially if it's something that's not prepared. They weren't prepared for it. We do a tremendous amount of work intrastate with our counterparts. We do a lot on email. We do a tremendous amount of our business now is becoming internet related. Where somebody's working,
Virtual office.
yeah, we encourage somebody to email us. We have truck drivers.
Virtual ed right over here, baby.
We have truck drivers that, for an example, that are on the road. And we teach people how to get an email address. That's for free. They can go to Yahoo or Netscape, one of those. They can be on the road and contact us from Texas about a job they saw. They can check their email in California on our response to it, so they can get a resume on the road to the employer. Or somebody that's overseas exiting. We do a lot with people transitioning out of the transition assistance centers. We try staying connected. If we can't help, we're going to find a place to get the person connected. Most of the time it works, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, but then we try again. We do have veterans that will recontact us 3 or 4 years, 5 years, 10 years later. We've had a number of veterans that are growing in a situation where they're in management now, and they're hiring other veterans. They're looking for veterans. They were pleased with the services they received here, and now they're coming back to us to hire other veterans.
So we have a veterans network too in the community, which is very nice to help us hire the younger or the new veterans coming into the area.
This is a topic that's close to our hearts, especially because of the age we live in, the fact that we're on a piece of property that was connected with the United States military for literally hundreds of years, and here we are. What goes around comes around. Isn't that incredible?
I think this is a great community for vets. I know all the people that we've met in the community and the agencies have always been very supportive of our efforts, and we really appreciate it. I'd like to take the time to say thanks, everybody, for helping us out.
Yes.
Boy, and that's a much needed pat on the back at this time. I mean, as you guys were talking, a myriad images were going through my mind of all the military-connected events that I've attended in my 40-some years in this area, in the media, having been on the radio, been on this property with parades up and down this street, out there when flags went up, and cry a lot when the flags came down. And now, and not to mention the fact that we have many veterans in my own family and many people that I work with on a regular basis, and to be able to tell them about your resources out there pleases me a lot. And it's a whole good news thing, isn't it, Ed?
I think so. I think so. You want some more good news?
Yeah, I want all kinds of good news. Lunch is ready? Oh, no, it's too late.
You're taking a look at the new facilities we have, but we also have new directions going on right now. We're trying to get out to employers. We're trying to get out to our employer customers and help them. As I said, right now, it looks like it's going the other way. We really need to get the right people in the right jobs and help out our local economy that way.
I think, yeah, it's a volatile world we live in, and the job market is part of that volatility.
Ed and I cover a 90 by 90 mile area.
Oh, you do?
So this is our fallback zone. So we cover a lot by phone, fax, email. That's why we encourage a lot of people to use email. We keep experimenting with new ways to reach out, going to some of the veterans groups, staying in contact with veterans groups, commanders, service officers, and we try meeting with them on a regular basis. I try staying in contact with different personnel to remind them of the services. If they have questions, they can send them to us. So it's I'm in Malone 1 day a week. Ed's in Saranac Lake on a regular basis. We cover Elizabethtown on an on-call basis. I'm on-call basis to the VA clinics as needed. If somebody stops in, they need to touch base.
It's a pretty wide area that we're involved in here in the entire North Country, and that was a point that Calvin made when we walked in the door. Don't forget, this little program is shown through the several counties in northern New York. We want people in Saranac Lake and Malone and E-Town not to think they've been forgotten.
We
Right.
have offices there. We have offices in all those facilities. We have an office in Saranac Lake. We have an office in Lake Pleasant, Hamilton County.
Come on.
We have a One WorkSource Business Employment Center there as well in Hamilton County. So we have quite a few areas. We have, like I said, we have the office over on, I think it's Finney Boulevard up on in Malone. I just remembered. Finney Boulevard.
He's old. It only took him 45 minutes.
I remember the address.
Yeah, my brain works exactly that
And
same
then we
way.
have the office in Elizabethtown.
Yep.
So we've got a large area. We have 4 counties, but I think we cover it well.
And all those areas are interconnected,
all
so that
connected.
whatever
We're all
resources
connected.
you have.
We all share resources. We share all the information. They all have their staff. They all have the same partners are in those buildings, and I think they serve all the communities. We work together. So if you're in Malone, you stop in and talk to the operation manager over there, Mary Beth McKee. If you're in Elizabethtown, you can talk to Graham Douay, who is the operations manager for that facility. And then we have Pauline Slack in our Lake Pleasant office.
I didn't even know we had one in Lake Pleasant.
Just opened this morning, right?
Yeah, it's a satellite facility office. It's not, obviously it's not as big as this. It's a 2-person operation, but they do a great job and they cover the area. I'm going to keep you moving. These guys can talk to you all day long. I know these
I'm going to
guys.
say one parting shot here. Is that
You wish you had a mustache like his. Oh, yeah.
basically by many graces, Ed and I have been able to assist approximately 200 veterans a year with entered employments. But I'm also would like to reinforce a call to vets helping vets as veterans are out there. And if you know of jobs, let us know about, because we're not all seeing, all knowing.
Good point.
Let us know about jobs to help other vets, to send them to, or to touch base with those employers. Sometimes we can bring training money. We might be able to help the employer, but we want to help veterans because it puts food on the table, it helps our community, it helps their families. Thank you.
Just a quick question. Obviously, this isn't just for recent vets. It could be out of the military for 30 years ago or whatever.
We had World War II vets in here. We've had World War II looking for work. And oftentimes, maybe work isn't what they need. Maybe they don't know about a plan or a program or social services or whatever. But if they see us, we take a look at their employability, or maybe not that they're employable, but they have things available to them. That's where Greg said we're brokers. We'll point them in the right direction and get them to the help that they need, depending on the individual veteran's need.
Great.
That wasn't my question, though.
Good answer.
Great answer. Are there people out there who are veterans that have never played that trump card, that aren't aware they could have a better chance of getting a job if they use that trump card? So it's not automatically sent here just because they have veteran written somewhere.
We need to know what kind of veteran they are. Each veteran, depending on when they served, the type of service, the type of discharge, there's all different factors that determine what benefits the veteran does have. And they need to see their veteran service officers or see us to see how it applies to employment and their employment potential. They don't know unless they talk to us.
This is a universal operation. If you're looking for any kind of services that we offer, whether you're employed, underemployed, unemployed, veteran, non-veteran, 90 years old or 25 years old, if you're looking for work, we've got teams and we've got partners here. Come on in. Let us talk to you. If you're looking for other services, come on in. We have the work experience people here, and I'll introduce you to them as we continue our tour of our 25,000 square
We're trapped
foot.
in this corner. Hey guys, thanks so much.
Keep up.
Best of luck.
Keep up the good work, Gordy.
All right, we're moving from one room to the other. Boy, you had to get.
This is a section I'm really pleased with. This is our employee lounge. One of the
at
things I believe
this.
you have to take care of your employees. You have to do well. The staff worked on this. They got it up and running. We have facilities we never have. I don't know if you were ever in our employee lounge or break room in our old building, but it was probably
Just a tad smaller than
it was
that.
probably the size of our counter over there.
That
and
was
this-
about it, yeah.
And so this is a nice
Yes,
thing.
and
The
this
employees
beautiful,
run this.
bright-
This is their lounge. They control it. They have a quality of life group here. We had a St. Patrick's Day lunch last week. Typical North Country St. Patrick's Day lunch. We had Michigans.
Did you? I love
made
it.
Michigans.
Makes perfect sense to me.
I want to take you down and show you the farther end of the building where we have some classrooms and where we're doing our GED testing. Our our Clint Community College classrooms are down here, as well as our Family Connection.
Oh, Jay, this is just absolutely an amazing place, John.
So
I'm
as-
so impressed.
This, if you saw this before, this was all small little spaces that the military had. We widened the hallway, got it, and built these classrooms. As you can see in here, this is one of the classrooms we have for Clint Community College. They're here about 3 days a week. They're here on the evenings. They do computer lab classes here for different agencies, for the public, for everyone. So we have 2 labs set up just for Clint Community College. That's how busy we're getting.
Well, Clinton Community College is getting busier all the time.
Yes,
but
and they're a good partner. Carol Eaton, the president up there, is on our workforce
Isn't she
investment.
terrific?
Yes, best thing they ever did. I'll say that out loud.
Yeah, well, we're big fans too. I serve on the foundation up there, and I'm proud to do that with Steve Frederick and the group, and it pleases me to watch them grow.
And right now, what we'll do, we can't really walk in because they're testing, but this is our CV Tech runs our classes here. We have GED, high school equivalent classes, Tuesday and Thursdays, 9 to noon, 5:30 to 8:30 in the evening. We then test. Right now, they have a test going on. There are students in there taking their GED test. And I'll tell you what, CV Tech is a good partner, too, because I'll tell you, I'd say close to 100% of the people that take this test pass it.
Isn't that
And
pretty
that's because of the
fantastic?
training and the classrooms that they have here.
There's a lot of things connected with self-esteem, and it's easy to get knocked down in this world.
Let me just show you this room. This is we were talking about the VA room. This is the vet center that we've set up here. It's the VA Vet Center out of Burlington, Vermont. We attracted them and said, hey, we don't have anything over here. We'd like you guys to be over here to serve our customers over here. And they came.
No kidding.
We set this room up, and this is where they are. So they meet here, I think, about 3 days a week. I know they're here on Friday, and they work with veterans and their families. And it's an added bonus to us to have them here, and we're
I'm
pleased.
especially pleased to see that veterans connection with a lot of things that you're due. To meet Ed and Greg and your whole staff back there, it means a great deal to me personally. That's wonderful. This is nice in here.
Yeah.
All fresh and nice.
Let's walk through. We got so busy. We got so busy with classes. We have CV Tech actually had a class last Saturday for driver's ed. We got so busy that we had to put vending machines in to service all the classes because they were saying, hey, we want a snack, we want some hot coffee, especially this winter they wanted hot coffee. So we went out and we got all vending machines in, and you wouldn't believe the amount of stuff that goes through this
All
this
the
small
comforts
vending.
of home. This is
Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
One of the things we've done throughout this building is we've put in little kitchenettes for the staff. So we did not just the break room, but you'll see on the second floor as well, there's little kitchenettes, little places where they can be their own. You know, because if you don't take care of your staff, it's like any good employer knows, if you don't take care of your staff, then they're not going to take as good care of you. And I think
When
that's
they work in a place like this, they, you know, if you don't treat them right, they can get another job, right, John?
probably a good one too.
Oh, boy.
We're going through the maze here.
That's all right. You lead me in, you got to lead me out. Oh, I
Yes.
know where we are again.
We're at the other end of the building. This
Yep.
is the far end, the north end of our building, and where we're going to go in now is this is the Family Connection Center that's part of this building, and I think this is one of the greatest things we did is get them in here with us. It's,
What a wonderful group. I've supported them for many, many years, ever since they came to town. And
I'm not sure we can just give you a quick tour through here. I'm not sure who's going to be their spokesperson. Is Meg still here or she left?
Is she in her office?
She left.
She left?
she left. Meg Albury is a good friend. She lives only a hoop and a holler from me in Morrisonville.
This is
Her wonderful family, and I've watched her kids grow, and we've known Jamie Basilier ever.
Jamie's not here either, is she?
No, she's out for the day. I believe
Okay.
she's ill.
It looks like you're going to be the person to tell us what you do here.
I guess so.
Let me get over here. Hi, who are you?
My name is Nate. I work for AmeriCorps, and this is where I've been positioned here.
This is great. What a great place to be. Nate, where are you originally from?
Originally from Oswego, but I went to school here, and
Oh, did you?
I graduated here in Plattsburgh. So.
Just couldn't get out of town, huh?
No, I enjoy it up here. I love the environment, the mountains and lakes and everything. I like it up here.
Well, Oswego's a pretty good town, too. I imagine you
Yeah.
get back home once in a while.
Occasionally. I mean, this place usually, on a very busy day, we have about, 20 kids in here running around. We provide different programs for families that serve the families around the community, and we have a lot of very loyal patrons that come here, sometimes on a daily basis, and it's a really good programs we have.
I've watched this program grow, as I said, from the very beginning, and with my job as a crime victims advocate, I'm especially connected with supervised visitation into Family Connections, and it's just an amazing job that they all do. All these people work together, and I come here once in a while to tell stories and read books and roll around on the floor with the kids, and it's a very special part of our community. I don't know how you got hooked up with them, but I'm glad you did.
Well, yeah, it was probably one of the more appealing choices when I joined AmeriCorps to come to. They only had about a handful of agencies to work with when I joined, and this sounded like one I could do, and I learned more about families and kids than I've ever known in the last year. So I've been enjoying it thoroughly.
A lot of people don't know what AmeriCorps is. Give me a little explanation, Nate.
AmeriCorps is it's kind of like, it's community. You serve your community. Here it's Clinton County, and you get like an educational reward for working for a year's worth of time, and it's for anybody who has graduated high school, or wants to pay back student loans, or pay for school. And what we do is they have different agencies around the community, that like nonprofit agencies that they serve, and this happens to be the one I ended up with, and it's kind of in a way like almost domestic Peace Corps sometimes.
It really is. I mean, if there were an equivalent, that's exactly what it would be. So how long do you think you'll be involved here?
Well, about, I think till November. That's when my term ends, and you do it for 2 years and get the.
Yeah.
So
Then what? Then what for Nate?
Nate doesn't think that far ahead in the future. So
Lunch and supper, that's about it for me.
that's true. That's true.
So you really don't know what your aspirations might be at this point?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to school, become a teacher. I'm not sure. It's sort of inspiring me to work with kids here, So
It inspires anybody to work with kids. I think it's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for what you do. We didn't mean to put you on the spot today, Nate, but you did a great job. I'm going to tell everybody.
Okay, thank you,
See you
dude.
later. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Guess who we found? We thought she was just one of the little kids, but she wasn't. Ann Fraser, how are you?
I am well, thank you.
Your voice is a little crackly today.
Yes, this is my very deep winter voice, no doubt about it.
We all get one. I adopted my very deep winter voice about 40 years ago.
Well, I'm not supposed to have a deep wintry voice. How are you today, Mr. Little?
I'm absolutely fantastic. I didn't know you were involved here.
I have been here for several years now.
Tell me about
and currently I'm their infant toddlers technical assistance person, and I work with child care programs throughout our communities in Clinton, Essex, and Franklin County. I also provide parenting education services here, both formal classes as well as parents who are in the resource center. We help them find materials that they need, as well as, current issues that come up as a parent raising children. We know those issues come up, the most of your life?
It's very, very tough to raise kids in this world or in any other world. And as many of our viewers may not be aware, sometimes people realize when they're young and they start a family, oh, we don't know all there is to know. And maybe Dr. Spock's book is a little bit antiquated and we might need some help. Then there are other people who get in big trouble. And through one reason or another, the courts prescribe parenting classes for them. And sometimes I've seen those parenting classes change their lives, render them able to raise their family in ways that they couldn't before.
I think that's very true. The court system, I think, has come to a point where they realize that it's as important to keep families together as it is to keep children safe. And if parents can attend parenting classes and meet other parents and hear other ideas that validate what they're hearing from their counselors or they're seeing on television, that it helps them make those life-changing decisions to become a better parent and help raise children that are more self-sufficient.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult, but it's easy when you have beautiful children like you.
That's
Aren't
right.
they great?
You can't help but look at children and want to work with them the best way that you can.
Isn't it great? And thank you so much for making that dedication in your life, Annie.
Thank you.
It was wonderful to see you again.
Well, it is. It's not that far from growing plants and container gardens and the like, right?
I'm so glad I didn't step on you when I was walking out the door. Have a great day,
No,
will you?
I will, thank you. I can't wait to hear you guys on the
Hello.
radio.
Say hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
And not on the radio, on the TV.
Yeah, that
You
too.
guys will be on the TV too. Yay.
You ready?
John, this isn't a typical walk-in closet. What do we got here?
This is one of 4 closets we have on 2 levels, where we've got our systems in here for our phone and our computer systems. Everything is Cat5 wire, the phones as well as the computers. John Vocher's our computer expert. He's our computer tech here. But just to tell you what we got here, we have enough space in this building. We have we could probably run about 400 phone lines and about 400 computer drops for computers.
Well, if Air Force One ever has to land out here in the Oval, we'll bring them in here. They'll have a headquarters all set
We'll
up.
give the president a nice place to work.
I bet you would. How are you, John?
Good, Gordy. How are you?
You got to be proud of this place. This is
Yes.
amazing.
Well, seeing the transformation from the base finance office and MWR to this situation now is quite a difference. And also, would just come out and John saying, we not only have our network, but we have the Department of Social Services has a network, and the Department of Clinton County Employment and Training is also online here too.
Isn't it amazing? I hope that this is a very big revelation for some of the viewers in the North Country, because in case they don't recall all that hoopla you had last September when you opened the place, I think it's time for them to open that book again and come in here and check you out.
Come on down. We're open at 8 o'clock in the morning. We're open 8 to 5, except on Thursdays we're open at 7, and we're looking at changing that. We're looking at adding some more evening hours, and we already do classes on Saturday. So, yeah, come on down. There's a lot of information. There's a great team here that you've already met some of them, and you'll see how well they want to service this community.
I was just thinking of a great theme that I can see it on the television commercials in the future. This ain't your grandmother's unemployment office.
No, this is not the unemployment office anymore either. I really want to make that disconnection. Unemployment now is handled through a call center in Troy, New York.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Our job is the very positive job, and that job is to help you get back to work as quickly as possible, to help businesses find and match the right employers. That's why we got John, who runs our business service team, out there working with area employers and talking about what we can provide and what we can do. And if you follow us up to the second floor, and John and his team is going to talk to you about all their services available to the employer community.
I'm ready to go up. All right, we came up in that. That was kind of a neat elevator. And
Yeah.
John was saying that you don't have to drill a hole in there, that there's
No.
a piston that goes...
That's correct, and it actually starts out at a base, and the higher it goes, it just spirals up.
Isn't that
And
amazing?
it's supposed to be more efficient, that there's less wear and tear on it. And I know that he spent a lot of money putting that in.
That's a nice elevator, right? It was painless coming upstairs. We didn't even have to crawl up the stairs.
No.
John, where are we now?
We're in our computer lab that is primarily for the training of staff. Everything is computerized today, and as you see all these computers here, in fact there's a VCR with a learning screen, and these particular computers are all on our state network, which is my primary job is to administer to that network. So we use these things to train the staff on how to use America's Job Bank and our New York State Department of Labor, and then the internet for job search. And they're going to, from there, they can learn how to job search themselves. And we have a scanner for resumes, etc. But on a secondary note, part of my business services team, our business service team, is coming in here now, and the focus of the center, one of our biggest customers is the business community, and that's what this business services team is focusing on, is how can we serve the employers to better serve them, finding employees, to helping with grants, helping to get started, etc. Two people I have here. I have Jenny Pelkey, who
Jenny,
is
come on over and say, how are you?
Hi, Gertie. How are you?
I'm great. So happy to see you on a beautiful sunshiny day.
We're glad to have you here anytime.
I think
Sunshine
I
or
think
not,
we
bring
deserve
it on.
this weather, don't
I
you?
think so.
Sure. It's
Jenny-
about time. It's
Jenny's
about
a
time.
labor services representative, and she is very good with customers as well as employers. And she's just recently has made some visits to a newcomer employee and one that's already here at the air base, and is helping them get their feet on the ground. And next over here, we also have Peter Lynch, who works for the Chamber
Peter,
of
how are
Commerce.
you? Great to see you.
Fine, thanks. Good to see you.
He's works primarily for the Chamber of Commerce in their on-the-job training program for helping to put employees to work and have them funded through the Chamber. And I'd like to have these two speak on what they do.
Wonderful big package we have going for us here in the North Country.
We've got all kinds of things to offer employers coming to the North Country, Gordy. From excellent kinds of spaces here on the park facility, throughout the community. We've got a skilled labor force. We've got partnering agencies who are ready and willing to retrain people. We've got money that Peter has available to do that sort of thing. It's a terrific opportunity for employers coming in here. And it's nice to be able to tell them about those services. We've got them all right here under one roof now.
We've got a golden opportunity right here on Hometown Cable to tell people through the Tri-County region here in northern New York what you do. And it's just so much fun. I'm enjoying every minute of this tour.
Well, we've got lots of things to show you and certainly lots of things to offer employers, so that we're hopeful that they'll be seeing this and will make that contact with us.
Peter, tell us a little about your piece of it.
The Chamber of Commerce has a grant from the New York State Department of Labor, and we fund newly employed people who need training on the job. We pay 50% of their hourly rate for the first 8 to 10, 12 weeks perhaps, depends on the situation. We'll do 50 trainees per year, and at this point we have companies as large as Georgia Pacific and Wyeth participating, or smaller companies like Frosty Springs Bottling Company.
Yeah, we were there some time ago and did a little TV show like this, and we learned a lot about all those. How many springs were up back? 8? I can't remember. We had fun.
Did Don give you the tour?
Oh, we
Yeah,
got the
he's-
cooks. We got the cooks tour that day.
He's an exciting guy, yeah.
It's really neat.
And we've done a contract for, or we have a trainee that we worked with at Mountain Lake Television in the private sector. We do trainees in Clinton, Essex, and Franklin County, Hamilton County as well.
It's a good thing you all do. And you thought you could escape us downstairs. Let me sneak over here and say hello. Who are you again?
Janice Brooks.
Janice was there for just a moment, and then she was gone. The elusive Janice Brooks. And you are?
Mary Bishop.
Mary, so delighted to be with you today. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I'm the Rural Labor Service Rep. I help agricultural employers get timely and responsible employees. I do that through different avenues. It's either through helping them fill out clearance orders for aliens to come in. That's a lot of times your orchards and vegetables need to have people. They need large numbers on a particular day and to be there for a certain amount of time. I also work with crew leaders, with migrant workers through crew leaders, and through the local labor, trying to get workers for farmers and agricultural businesses. And also the other flip side of that is I work for migrant workers. Part of my job is to go out and bring the Department of Labor service to the Spanish migrant worker who will not have access to an office because of a language barrier, and I work with an outreach worker and do that.
Did you learn any Spanish?
No.
See?
That would have been a lie. So
I was in Puerto Vallarta about a month ago, and the first 2 words I learned was "no gracias," because people are trying to sell you things along the street. Fortunately, I had one of my kids with me who speaks fluent Spanish, and so we got everywhere we wanted to go. And how about you, young lady?
Well, I was lucky because Peter went first and we both do on-the-job training. Now, I do on-the-job training for the county. And it's also for full-time employment, anything over 30 hours. We pay 50% of the gross hourly wage as a reimbursement. We also can do upgrading, retraining of employed workers, or kind of customize the program to include courses at Clinton Community College.
How can you all not do a wonderful job every day with this view out this window? Isn't this
It's great. It's great.
amazing to think of a history that's been absorbed by these walkways and these buildings and that old gym down there? And, you know, we did a program a couple of years ago and they had a large reunion from the old Champlain College. Many of our viewers thought Champlain College, the one over in Vermont. Champlain College was big time right here, and it was going to be a huge segment of the State University of New York until a guy by the name of Clyde Lewis decided we were going to try to get an air base here.
Actually, this building was part of Champlain College.
It certainly was.
One of the things, I'm going to do a quick commercial. So if you're a business out there and you're looking for services, this is your business service team. Take advantage of them. Use them. 561-0430, Business Service Team. These guys will take care of you. I shouldn't say these guys. These professionals will take care of you, and they'll take good care of you. And Ed Baker's not up here. He's part of that business service team as well. Plus, we're connected with the different education facilities. So if you're a business out there and you need some training, some formal training, the business service team will talk to you, work that out with you. They'll get a hold of the community college or university or CV Tech, and they'll help you set up that formal training. So this is the team that you need. I'm really pushing this team, as you can tell, and I think I'm very proud of them. Peter Lynch didn't tell you, but just his program alone, I think we put about 50 or 60,000 back into the community and training programs this year.
This contract year, we're up to about 50,000.
$50,000 back into the community.
That is
Back
amazing.
into the pocket of employers and people working in this community. So that's something.
This place has redefined the word resource. It's an amazing and sometimes unheralded resource. And as I've said at least 15 times since we started taping an hour ago outside in the sunshine, it's time that book gets opened wide for all the North Country to see. It's just so pleasant. I'm so glad that you all decided to join this team.
We're really
They've been on this
enjoying
team for years. You got a lot of years here. You've got people. They don't want me to tell this, but we've probably got about 500-600 years of ability right here in this room alone.
About 500 or 600 years right underneath this microphone over here.
There's the last member of the business service team. You already spoke to him. Ed's part of that team as well.
It takes him a little while to get up here because he can't fit into the elevator, you know. How are you, Ed? Did you
Pretty
bring
good.
notes for me?
No, I thought it was a meeting. I didn't know what was going on. I forgot.
I've been looking for lunch for the last hour, and I guess I just missed it. But it's great to have you all as part of this team. What else is up here on this floor, John?
Let's take a little more walk, and we'll show you. We got the new CSEA TANF Health services up here. We've just added them to our partnership. They'll be coming in the next few months. That's a program I told you about earlier where
Yes.
we're working with the health community. So if you want to take a few minutes, we'll walk to their office. How's
We'll
that?
be glad to do it. Thank you all.
Thanks, John Boy. Thanks, guys.
I don't think we could have picked a better day to make this tour, John. The sunshine just pouring in every
It's
single
beautiful. It's about
window.
time. I'm sorry I don't have my golf clubs here.
I almost need your sunglasses inside, though. This is great.
Well, this is another, this is brand new, this program that has become a partner here at the One Work Source. Sue Akey here is the director. Did I get it right? Ailey. Sue Ailey. That's how brand new it is. Sue Ailey. I apologize, Sue.
Hi, Sue. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Sue was saying, oh, God, do we have to do this? How come they have to come in this room? Why didn't I close the door? I'm pleased to meet you. Are you from the North Country?
I am. I was born and raised here.
Really?
Yes.
And there's a lot worse places to be born and raised, I'll tell you. And we're glad you stayed here.
Well, I left for a little while and I just came back.
Did you?
Yep.
Tell us a little bit of, you were what?
I was down in North Carolina.
Oh, my goodness.
In Charlotte, and liked it there, but missed home.
How can you help
I'm
it?
back.
And I know a lot of people who moved to North and South Carolina. And a lot of them, our family members, my wife's family members, decided to take off. And, you know, then along comes a hurricane, whatever it was. And I said, no, I think I'll take my chances right here with that big chunks of ice behind my house in Morrisonville. Do you live right in town now?
I'm actually in Morrisonville.
Not far from me. I'm behind a video store, right next to the fire station.
I'm past that.
Are you?
Yes.
Up toward Peru, you mean?
Yes. Yep.
22B?
Actually off Soper Street.
Soper Street's a good street. All those streets are good streets because they're in Morrisonville and the town of Schuyler Falls. What do you do here?
Well, I am the health career counselor for Clinton County. This is a new program. It's a grant through the health department. It's being run by CSEA, which is Civil Service Employees Association, and the County Nursing Facilities of New York State. What we are doing is we are going to be recruiting within the community, but also within the county nursing home. And we are looking to offer free training for anyone in the field or looking to come into the healthcare field. Anything from RN training, LPN training. We also have enhanced CNA classes that we will be offering right here on site.
Those are great kind of entry-level jobs in the nursing home business, and we need so many, many, many more.
we do.
So I'm sure people will be clamoring for your services, Sue.
Well, hopefully we're going to get a good response on this because it is a good program and we're hoping that we can do some good things.
That's great. So you've only been here for how long?
2 weeks.
Not long enough for me to learn her correct name.
I think it's wonderful. Thanks so much for talking with us. We didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Oh, not a problem.
I got to treat you well if you're that close to me in Morrisonville. You can spin mud on my house on the way by. Some guy went past my house the other night. My wife said, I think he ran into the house. Some guy put it in low gear and went past, and I had mud this thick on my entire house and garage. It's that time of year. Yeah. So I was out there, I hooked the hose up a lot earlier than I normally did yesterday morning after church to wipe it off. But it is great. This is going to be a wonderful program here. I can't wait to see how it turns out because we follow things that happen in the local nursing homes, especially the county nursing home, with great interest. And we know how it is, how hard it is to get these people trained, get the CNAs trained, and then some of them want to become RNs, and what do we do next, and
We're going to try to help with that, so hopefully you'll come back and see us, and you'll
You-
find out that we're doing great.
You know we will.
We're
This is
excited
great.
about this, and like I said, we have also Iroquois Health downstairs
Yeah.
doing the same thing. This is part of what the community asked for, and we're real pleased that Sue's here, and and that we keep moving on. And it's like I said, we're here to service the community, the whole community. That means every aspect of it, and I think that's important. If you want to go for a little more walk, we'll show you the rest of you. Only see we still got about half the building to see.
Oh my gosh, we're ready to go. All right, what do we have
won't
here?
film in this room, but we have private interviewing rooms. We have Vested is here, the vocational people for people with disabilities.
Oh,
They're
yes,
here. We set up.
wonderful program.
We have a jobs program that's set up here. That's for people that are on social service programs that are looking for some assistance, looking how to get back in the job market. We do training. We do all that types of information with them. We're coming down to probably the main work area. In this area here is where we have most of our staff that do all the work here. You probably know some of these people, but what we have here is we have our interviewing staff, our labor service reps, and the staff that actually meet with the customers and find out about their work history and match them up with the different employers and take care of them. And it's a hard-working staff that they're a little camera shy, so we're just going to walk in there.
All right.
Okay.
We're
But
used to that.
That's what we have here.
There he is again.
Peter's desk.
Peter's everywhere.
This is our. This guy is never camera shy. I want to introduce you. This is our Welfare to Work office. Andy runs that program for us, and as you can see, we have memberships and everything else. Andy will give you a little idea, Gordy, of what happens here. And if you're good, he'll probably give you some candy at the same time.
Even if you're bad, I might give you more.
How are you?
All right, pretty good, buddy.
Oh,
Good
bad
to see
boys
you.
get more candy?
Well, it's just us here now. There's no witnesses, right? So we can basically do what we want, kind of. You know what I mean? Thanks for dropping by, first
We're
of all. Thanks
delighted
for.
to be here. Tell us a little bit about what you do here, Andy. I've
Okay.
forgotten your work here.
All right. The good news is that we've got this big room, and we run a job search, job readiness class.
Turn around this way
Yep,
so the camera can see you.
For about 1,000 referrals that are sent us by social services every year. And that's all their different populations. And we're pleased and honored to have that flow. From that, we've actually been able to get about 350 job placements out of the 500 or such people that have showed up, okay? It keeps the system honest. It keeps the participants honest. And basically, the welfare law written in 1996 stated that all recipients have to meet work requirements and in a certain time limit. So we've had a lot of success, a lot of luck, and a lot of that is good, due to the favorable job market that, of course, this base has helped to create.
It's amazing. We go back a long ways connected with this facility, don't we?
Absolutely.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
there's
so many mixed feelings when I walk into these buildings, you know?
I can understand why, even going back and referring to this particular time in history, this was a barracks that housed soldiers.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yep. So it's quite an honor and a privilege to be out here. It's a beautiful place to do the work that we do. And this facility, as you can see by just a quick look, makes everyone feel welcome and is a very high grade and high quality facility.
It's really great. I'm just truly amazed at the job they did in refurbishing this and turning it into what it is today.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Yep. So basically the workshops are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday all day. And we provide all sorts of transportation assistance, and we've got all the good folks that help us out from the Department of Labor. And we were even able to provide transportation to people in their effort to get more applications in and to help employment happen sooner.
Can't believe it. John took us into a room downstairs where if somebody has a found there's a job opening in California, they can pick up the telephone and call the employer for free.
It's a little different than when you and I went and got our first job.
It sure was.
All right? So anything else I can do to be helpful, let me know.
Andy, thanks so much. You and I seem to run into each other
This is good, Gordy.
everywhere. I think it's a good thing.
This is good because we're both standing.
Yeah, well, at my age, I'm delighted to be standing. That's for sure.
Pleasure.
What we're going to
Good to
do
see
is
you.
walk down a little, show you some of the more offices. Then we have our youth, one of our youth programs, going to tell you about what we do for youth here.
I love it.
We
See
cover
you later.
Happy trails.
See you later, Andy. Oh my. Oh,
Jan's retiring. She's been here 34 plus years. She is the backbone of some of our programs here, and I don't know what I'm going to do without her.
Well, I thank you for that.
Yeah,
Jan Giroux.
I'm still not staying.
I know.
We could get Andy in here, and he and I could do an old song called "Happy Trails to You." Best of luck, Jan. Thanks so much. Bye bye. Oh, that's cool.
This is just one of our classrooms that we do testing. We do.
Look at the size of
We
these
do
rooms.
GATB testing in here. That's general aptitude battery test. We do the testing for Georgia Pacific, for Wyeth Ayers, and for a lot of other companies. They have an entry-level testing to see manual dexterity and your math levels and oral and written skill levels. So
If I ever needed a big meeting room, I'm going to call you. You could have
Oh, yeah, that's
conventions in this building.
Actually, we never showed you because it's being used. We have a full boardroom on the other end of the building as well.
Gosh.
And then I'll take you into one office this is my office. You were in my office years ago, and you know how small it was.
Lord,
Well, I've expanded it a little, and so this is. I
Yeah,
made
jelly beans, you can't be all bad.
Yeah.
Every night when I go home, my wife puts the jelly beans there and says, "Now, Gordy, we're going to practice. Eat only one at a time, because if you put 14 in your mouth, you can't taste the wonderful flavor."
Yeah, I have the same problem. Actually, the jelly beans are getting to be expensive because the staff. I have staff that like that stuff, and they're here all the time. I'm buying those by the bag.
Ronald Reagan would be proud of you. Remember all the jelly
Yeah.
beans he used to have?
Yeah.
This is great in
Yeah.
here.
Yes, that's a nice facility. I made sure I had 2 windows with a good view.
Oh, well, you know, it seems like every single room has.
I'd have my desk facing toward the window.
I think I would too.
Yeah. Well, I got one facing towards
Oh,
the window.
yeah. Take
And
your
then,
pick, huh?
Again, like I said, we have supervisors' offices throughout the building. Staff, the supervisors all have.
Did you ever dream you'd have this much space to work with?
And then we come to our youth thing, and this is Kelly Smart. Kelly,
Kelly,
you know Gordy
how
Little.
are you? I'm
good.
so
How are you?
pleased to see you.
Thank
You're
you.
sure cast iron.
Hello.
Hi.
I've seen you at many sports events.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Anyway, Kelly, give me a little idea what's going on in this, what she does.
Okay, this is
Please do.
this is a small classroom that our youth, our youth are from 17 to 21-year-olds, come in and they learn some life skills. This is a life skills class we have, and it combines classes such as interviewing, resume writing, along with nutrition, how to set up a budget, a lot of different life skills. Like I say, I work with 17 to 21-year-olds, and these are usually young people who have dropped out of school. And what we do is we put them in GED classes and also put them on a job, either in the public sector or the private sector, and we actually pay their salary. And this actually helps out local employers as well, because the employers will get someone for free in their entry-level positions, and when the program is done, they can decide whether they would like to hire them or not. And then we transition them into a different job at that point, and they will have their GED, and it does a great benefit to the
I want
community.
to know how Andy Bilo got his name on the door.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to know too.
I want to know too. I'll be
He
asking
heard we
you
were
later.
coming up. I love it. So how long have you been doing this?
18 years.
Goodness, she only looks about 22.
Thank you. Oh, you know. Thank you.
It's great. There's no better segment of the population to work with because, you know, you can create a whole future here.
That's
right
right.
in this room.
It's very needed, that's for sure.
Absolutely. We run into so many kids who, went astray for a short time, and then did you get back on track? And what a perfect place to start right
Send
here.
them my way.
Oh, we will. And hopefully by virtue of this program, which will no doubt air more than once, in case you didn't realize, we like to run the good ones over and over and over again.
We want it run over and over.
Yeah.
Because, this, like I said, this is a real, you can't tell who works for who when you come in this building. It's one work source.
Isn't that great?
It's
That's
one,
what I love about
like
it.
I said in the beginning, one place, one source, one time.
Many coffee pots.
Many coffee
That's
pots.
right.
Yeah.
That's a good thing,
And
too.
it's a good team. Kelly makes part of that team that we're very proud of, and I think she knows that. I'm
Thank
real
you.
proud of what they do
Okay,
here.
we'll send all the kids up here, Kelly.
Thank you very much. I will be happy to have them.
Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
When I told you we just build kitchen areas, we have kitchen areas on every floor. Again, I think we learned a lesson from business, and that is if you don't take care of your employees,
No, it's
and you don't,
absolutely true.
your employees are the most valuable asset you have.
Yeah.
Employees produce for you. Employees do everything, and I think in government we forgot that, and we really need to remember that, and that's important to us. I'll take you around and show you the Workforce Investment Board offices, and that way you've been through 25,000 square feet of office space. The building's 37,000 square feet, but I'm not going to show you the basement or the attic because I hear there's ghosts in our basement.
Oh, I can only hope so.
Obviously, Gordy, you were on the advisory committee that set this place up with all
Oh,
these kitchens.
this is my kind of place. He watched me drool. He loves to watch me drool. Me and Gus the Bulldog,
Well,
we drool.
we have the staff lounge, but you need to have a little area where they can do their job. They get their breaks and they get their coffee. And
You want to climb the ladder to success? We've got one here. Just push open the thing and
actually, above this, we have a full 16-foot high attic all the way across the building.
great storage place. 16
Well,
feet high.
it's not that great when it comes to
really?
storage. It's we got fire blocks all the
you
way
do?
through
Oh,
to protect
should
it.
have known
This
that.
this is a Workforce Investment Board offices.
Look at this.
So everything from this door over is run by Jim Callanan. Everything from the door over on both floors down is
For people,
is the operation
for
of
people
me.
who work in cubby holes, eat your heart out.
Well, we still have, this is still space we haven't decided where we're going to use it for. We're still working on this space. What we have here is we have the different county people that are one work source that work on our business programs, take care of our financial stuff. They're all hiding because I don't think they want to be on.
That's perfectly all right.
We do we have a tax program here for people on needing to do their income tax. We have teams that are trained, and we'll help you with your income tax and get it through for you.
Really? And folks, it's getting late. We're recording this on the 24th day of March, 2003, and tax day is
And anyway,
April 15th.
These are the office and the workspace of the Workforce Investment Director, Jim Callanan. Unfortunately, Jim's not here. He was expecting to be here to meet with you today. But this is an exciting day for us because Jim is represents the Workforce Board, and he's the landlord for the building. And today he's with the attorneys. As you know, it's been a slow process, but we're signing the final papers, and Air Force and Park is turning this all over to us today.
Isn't that wonderful?
So this as of probably half an hour ago, the Workforce Investment Board truly owns the building.
Isn't it almost time for champagne, isn't it?
Yeah, about 4 o'clock, Gordy.
This guy's got a plan. This is wonderful. What a great opportunity to look inside
Yeah.
for people to drive by here and have no idea that you're here.
Yeah, we're here, and we're going to have a sign, like I said. One of the things I want to point out, this is run by a Workforce Investment Board. The Workforce Investment Board that actually is my board of directors, believe it or not, is made up of 51% of area businesses. We have the chair of that is, for our region, is Dan Alexander, who is the publisher owner of Denton Publications.
I know Dan very well. We serve on the CVPH Medical Center Foundation Board together.
Yeah, I serve I'm on the corporate board, and I'm on the physicians recruitment team for the CVPH.
There's so much that happens. You talk about network. So many of the people whose names you might have heard are connected in volunteer ways with so many other organizations. It's a sub-level of people that just do things because they want to get back.
Well, I think I believe in that. My grandfather and my parents taught me that you always give back to your community. That's why I sit on quite a few boards myself. I'm on the hospital corporate board. I'm on the physicians recruitment. I'm on the advisory board for all the area schools, colleges. Vice president of Peru Library. I'm chair of the Chamber of Commerce. The important thing on the Workforce Investment Board, though, it's made up of business people. It's business people telling us and not us telling them. And they're telling us what their needs are and what they're looking for. And I think that makes the difference. That makes us look like what we have to look like and run a business-type operation here, which is, again, very different from when I started 26 years ago with the state.
Making all this work is not something that's haphazard. And that's why it's so beautiful for us to come here today to have you explain the inner workings. There's a lot of planning, a lot of expertise, and as you said before, all those years of experience with the people that stood in that room back there, and a lot of people connected one way or the other with this place who we didn't even mention today.
Oh, there's an unbelievable amount of people. If you stop any place, this is the center for the one work source, but it's a one work source system. And in the system, we have partners, JCO, Clinton Community College, SUNY. So if someone's stopping into any of those facilities and they see that they need the services, they're either calling us or directing the people here or getting us to get a hold of them so that it's, again, one place, one stop, one service.
You know, I hate to say it, but if Plattsburgh Air Force Base had to close, what's taken its place here is so exciting. Who could ever have dreamed 15 years ago that all of this would be happening on these hallowed grounds?
I would never dream about that. You're right. It's amazing. When you look at what's going on just on the old base here, you have these condos going up. You have, as I get older, I'm thinking, boy, wouldn't it be nice to own something down here and just walk to work? But we live out in the country, and I don't think my wife would want to hear that.
No, she likes to see the deer going through the backyard.
Yeah, but if you look around the base, like you said, the park has done, and Dan Winnicky and the people before him, Mark Berry, and all that group have done a wonderful job in developing this former Air Force base into a real industrial manufacturing community business facility. You look at all the businesses we have on the new base, and I'll tell you what, they're all customers of the One Work Source. We deal with all of them. We help with their recruitment. We help with their training programs. We're full partners in that end of it as well.
I know it pleases them to have you here too.
Well, yes, and we're very, very pleased. I don't think people realize that if you look at what's happening in this world, Clinton County is one of the better growth counties. We're three in the nation on the site selection. We're doing something right here, and it's because of all the staff in the building here, but it's all the people in this area. It's all the different organizations. It's the Chamber of Commerce and Derry Douglas. It's Dan Winnicky and Park. It's all those organizations working together to make this a community worthwhile to live in, for not just for you and me, Gordy. I'll be honest with you. I'm only 50-something, but it's for our children and our grandchildren. And I think that's what excites me most, because I think we're making a community that's going to be a community worth living in, a community where you can make a decent living, where you can enjoy a good quality of life and live a good quality of life. And I think we've set the ground for that, and I'm very proud of that.
I think we have, and people might think that I'm just blowing steam or blowing smoke, whichever the case may be, because I promoted this area, as you know, for a long, long time, but not without reason. This quality of life, which fought off Loring way back when and was mentioned again during the second BRAC go-round, is a real and tangible thing in the North Country. We have a lot going for us. And to have me get up in the morning, read the paper, watch television, listen to the radio, and talk to guys like John Masella and see that things that we're doing are on the cutting edge, and we'll stack up many institutions like One Workforce against any in the nation or the world, and do it proudly. And those people, I wish we could show this program in some of the urban centers of America to show what we're like in Podunk, USA.
Well, we're not, a lot of people, and if you see this, maybe you see this someplace else, or a relative tells you, We're not a backwoods area.
Not
we
even
we are
close.
quality of life. We have good paying jobs. We have great employers that take care of their employees. And where else could you live and on a Saturday night see an opera in Montreal, and on Sunday be skiing at Lake Placid or boating on Lake Champlain?
Drive to Yankee Stadium in 5 hours? I mean, come on.
Well, while you would drive to Yankee
Oh, yeah,
Stadium, I would go to Boston, but that's a different story.
Oh, yeah, you do. And you think we'll ever get them in Plattsburgh? Oh, Lord.
Those Red Sox are going to win someday. The curse is going to be over.
Oh, it is? Oh, just keep telling yourself that, John. You know, this has been a truly amazing revelation for me, and I'm supposed to be in the loop. For those people who are watching this program who just may not have been indoctrinated, I hope you've gained a tremendous education. Now, with that education, I hope you apply it in some practical way to your life or your neighbor's life or your kid's life, or I hope you at least talk about it around the supper table tonight or tomorrow night, because it's very important that we get the word out.
You better believe it. I appreciate Hometown Cable. You do a wonderful thing, and I'm not, just because you're here, I'm not saying that, but it is a wonderful service for this area. And we're proud to be able to be on your show, but we're even more proud of what the services the staff has to offer here. And we invite you then. Our hours are Monday, we're open at 5, open at 8 o'clock. We're going to be open pretty soon at 5. Wait till the staff hears that. We open at 8 o'clock on Mondays through Friday, 8 to 5, and on Thursday nights we're open to 7. And like I said, we're looking at some changes there as we get busier. There are a lot of services. It's not just if you're looking for work. There may be something else you need. Don't hesitate to call us. If we don't provide it, we'll find out who does for you.
And you know, I was just thinking as you said that, if the spirits of the men who laid these bricks one on top of the other in the late 19th century could look down today, I think they'd be proud of what their building turned into.
Well, I'll give you a little bit of history there. My great-grandfather, whose last name was Blow, built the Elks Club and Uville Center,
sure.
and they had a hand in this building as well.
Come on.
So I have some family history that goes. My great-grandfather was a French-Canadian. They had a company called Lamarche Blow's Construction. They did most of the stone and brick buildings in this area.
Isn't that amazing? And we've been doing a series of programs called The French Connection with Dr. Sylvie Baudreau from Plattsburgh State.
Plattsburgh State, yes.
And so we got a lot of history on these French names and French families, why they came here and what they did once they arrived.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of neat to have a real connection.
My grandparents lived on Champlain Street in the French section of town.
It certainly is. See that? It's gone in a big circle, hasn't it, John?
Sure has. It's nothing like being Irish, French, and Italian.
I love it. What a combination.
And Scotch to boot.
Oh, yeah, I got some of that, too. John, thanks so much for having us here today.
Thanks, Gardy. We appreciate it. Calvin, we appreciate the man behind the camera. And we invite you back a year or two from now to see some of the changes we're going to make even more.
I can't wait to see this 5 years from now and show and say, oh, my goodness, look how white my beard was getting in 2003, right, John? Thanks again, John. Have yourself a great day and a wonderful life. A special personal thanks to all the staff here who was kind enough to come on camera or hide in the broom closets. It was great to talk to everybody and see the space.
I think they're excited, too. I think they're excited about this place, and I think they're very proud. So we appreciate it, and we thank you again for coming and spending a couple hours with us.
We're delighted to do it, and who knows where we're going to be next time for our little corner.